Hey, how you doing? My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to show you how to make the best custom minifigures using all the top techniques. I'm utilizing retired pieces, current pieces, professionally custom printed pieces, acrylic paint, and even a personalized printing process so rare it only exists at a handful of stores in the US. Consider this video your guide to customizing minifigures, but before we get started, this channel recently hit 21,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome, and I just want to say thank you. Now, for customizing minifigures, the first step is conceptualizing. What kind of figure do you want to make? In this case, I'm finally making myself a Sigfig, or signature figure. However, this is not the first time someone has made a LEGO Ryan minifigure. Instagram user Ryan, who is not me, I promise, sent me this image of a custom LEGO minifigure he made of me, which is just incredible and I really appreciate. Actually, he gave me a really expensive outfit. He used the back of the torso of the Comic-Con figure, the Collector, which is probably the most expensive outfit I've ever worn, and I just want to say thank you. Now, as a general guideline, sig figs don't always have to look like you. Some people choose to make avatars they identify with or images that they really like. But I'm going to try to make my sig fig look as close to me as possible. And to do that, I need to give it the right outfit. This is key. You want to find clothing that really resembles you, but isn't heavily reliant on third-party logos for ease of convenience and copyright. I think I can check both these boxes by having my sig fig wear the LEGO Levi's hoodie and jeans. That's this outfit right here, actually. Not only are these very recognizable and colorful, I think they'll also easily fit into LEGO's design aesthetic in transforming it into a minifigure outfit. What I can do is grab a high-quality image of a pre-existing LEGO hoodie piece as the base for my design, and then you can plop it into any design software. You can use any free photo app like GIMP, Krita, or MyPaint, but I personally use Photoshop. With the hoodie image opened in a new layer, I pulled all the color out, leaving me with just the black lines. Then in a layer below that, I painted in my new design with the blue strings, the red aglets, black pocket, and yellow square to the right side of the chest. Digital designing is your friend here, as not only can you tweak the 2D image, but you can also import the file into Studio Parts Designer to prototype the look in 3D. Once I drew out several iterations of the front and back, I ended up with a look I was very happy with. Plus, the constant drawing and redrawing of the torso will come in handy later. As for the legs, they're a little bit simpler, as the only real distinguishing feature of the Levi jeans are the two yellow squares for dot pieces. So I think I'll paint that part on later, but I'm still gonna mock it up in Photoshop and import it into Studio so I can see a 3D version of the outfit. And with that design almost locked in, it's time to start sourcing pieces for my custom LEGO Ryan. I need to find the legs, arms, head, and hair. And I'm going to be using both retired and current pieces. Now, before you start buying anything off of Bricklink, look in your back stock to see what you have. In my collection, I have 3 tubs, one for repeat figures, one for knockoffs, and one for pieces. I'll prioritize checking the piece bin first to avoid taking apart full figures unless I have to. And while I'm digging for pieces in this bin, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more awesome LEGO videos like this. And if you're more of a collector and less of a customizer, I have an amazing video guide as to how to collect minifigures and find them cheaper online that you can watch right now. Okay, I think I found the legs for my sig fig. I think they're the right color and they'll be a pretty good stand-in for LEGO Levi jeans. However, there is some printing on both legs that I might need to get rid of. And to do that, I'm going to use some nail polish remover and a Q-tip and scrub pretty aggressively until the printing has completely vanished. I think I might keep the right side's pocket intact, as it'll be a nice balance against the eventual yellow boxes on the left-hand side of the legs. Now, the arms of the sweatshirt are going to be a little bit fun. As you can see, there are actually 2 different colors on each arm. Now, the left arm, the blue and red, has a match with the retired CMF Series 16 wildlife photographer figure. It's the exact pattern and will work perfectly. The right arm, with the blue on the bottom and yellow on top, does not exist in LEGO form, so I'm going to have to paint that myself. And that brings me to how to paint minifigures. Using acrylic paint and a thumbtack, I'll take a fully yellow arm and paint the lower half blue. A thumbtack gives you a greater level of control and precision than you would get with a tiny paintbrush. And remember, when painting minifigures, try to paint darker colors onto lighter pieces. You'll end up using a lot more paint trying to put yellow on blue than you would blue on yellow. But unfortunately, that's exactly what I have to do with the legs. I have blue legs and I have to put yellow paint on it. To accomplish this, I'm going to put a small dot of paint onto the very tip of the thumbtack and almost like a pointillist, just kind of dab each little dot of yellow paint onto the blue legs. It might be a little bit thicker of a coat of paint, but I think this texture will look really nice and will give me nice, bright yellow, vibrant colors on these blue legs. And remember, give your paint ample time to dry. I've messed up so many paint jobs because I was so eager to pick up the piece that I smudged the paint, had to wipe it off and start over from scratch. So be patient with this process, it'll pay off in the end. So while the paint dries on my legs and arms, let's find my hair. I pulled together every male black hairpiece I could find in my collection. Short tousled with a side part, swept left tousled, thick and messy, short and spiky, the usual suspects. I pulled most of these hair pieces from various unwitting citizens of my modular city, as well as some spare duplicates lying around. Again, if I could find the hair as a separate piece, not attached to a figure, I prioritized it. That's the balance of collecting minifigures while also trying to customize them. Sometimes it can be very easy to find the right hairstyle for you, but if you're having trouble, here's a fun tip. Open a photo of yourself in Photoshop or your image editor, grab some images off a bricklink of the hair pieces, and virtually try on the hair like wigs. It may seem odd, but it's really effective. In doing so, I discovered that the swept left tussle was a clear winner for my hairpiece, almost a perfect match. And with that photo still open in Photoshop, it's time to workshop the face, probably one of the hardest parts of creating a Sigfig. LEGO has no shortage of unique faces, but I want to avoid using a face that is so strongly tied to a character that my custom Sigfig would be mistaken for just a variant of that character. That kind of rules out faces like Tony Stark, Kylo Ren, and Harry Potter. Also, while I love the yellow head style of LEGO, I'm looking for a light nougat piece for my Sigfig. To find the best LEGO head, I recommend pulling up Firestar Toys. They have great search filters to use like color, brand, as well as the usual search terms like smile, beard, and stubble. I keep bringing up Firestar Toys across all of my videos. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm just a really big fan of their service. Of course, you can also use Bricklink to search for heads, but you might find the search terms a little less intuitive. You can filter by part type and color by clicking on the More Options arrow. After a bit of searching, my top picks for my face were Sheik Amar from the retired Prince of Persia series, Antoni Porowski from the Queer Eye Loft, and Poe Dameron from Star Wars. After testing these out digitally, I think we're close, but nothing really felt fully right. My wife kept assuring me that I don't have that thick of a beard, so I might need to look for a custom printed head. So reopen up Firestar Toys and switch the brand filter from LEGO to Firestar. And after a little bit of searching, I think we found the winner right here. The amount of stubble, the smile, the eyebrows are all a great match. Combined digitally with the swept left hairpiece, I think we got it. So to recap, we have an official LEGO hairpiece, a retired LEGO left arm, a custom Firestar Toys head, a painted right arm, and a paint accented legs. That leaves us with just the torso, which is designed, but I think it's a bit too complicated for me to paint from scratch, or even paint on top of a pre-existing hoodie piece. Instead, I'm going to use a printing process that's only available at a handful of places in the country. So I'm going to go to my LEGO store and try out the Minifigure Factory. At select locations, you can design your own torso front and back and have it printed professionally by a real LEGO printer. It's pretty inexpensive at only about $12 per figure, and you can add paint, text, stickers, and even build it off a pre-existing LEGO design. Now, LEGO offers a beta version of this service online, but you can't directly paint or draw on the torsos as of now. That element is only available in stores. Also, there is a limit of 1 figure per order online, so it's way better for me to go to the Minifigure Factory in person. So with my sweatshirt design in hand, I traveled to my local LEGO store and got to work at the touchscreen console. Luckily, I found a hoodie layout similar to the one I used as my inspiration during the design process. So all I had to do was recolor the elements and add the yellow square. I was jiving and the front looked darn good. The back was even simpler, as most of it was black with a white and red hood. So after about 20 minutes of designing and drawing, which would have been close to an hour had I not practiced earlier, told you it would come in handy, I submitted my custom figure to the printer and watched the magic happen. Minutes later, I had my custom torso in a small box, and now I'm finally ready to build the ultimate LEGO Ryan Sigfig. I am incredibly happy with how this figure turned out. The hoodie looks great, the face and hair feel right, and not only is the design accurate to me, and the look is also pretty close to LEGO's design aesthetic, the figure is also representative to who I am as a LEGO fan. It includes almost every element of LEGO customization I can think of: current pieces, retired pieces, professionally printed custom pieces, painted pieces, and even a Minifigure Factory printed piece. The key takeaway to designing custom minifigures is take your time. The more time you spend in the design and conceptualizing of the figure, the easier it is to make the pieces, the less parts you'll have to actually buy, and the better the figure will turn out in the end. I'm really proud of this LEGO Ryan Sigfig, and I'm happy to put it front and center of my channel banner and maybe even my thumbnail. And with my newfound experience creating Sigfigs, perhaps I'll even make one for my wife. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and use this as a guide to creating your next great custom minifigure. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.